how do you formulate your hypothesis, or how do you identify what kind of variables do you have in your research? Starting from the very first point, variables means that something that varies. And why you need to change your concepts into variables? Because if I'm saying ott platform, or if I'm saying community radio, and if I'm saying ict, so these are concepts, these are broader areas, these are big theoretical ideas that you have for your research problem. These are not something which you could just research about, because ict doesn't have different value for in when you will go in deep of ict, when you will start talking about different types of technologies and how people use it, then you will start having different variables. If I'll say ott platform, then you have n number of platform. How will you do research about this broader area? You need to narrow it down. And how will you narrow it down? You will bring it to a level where you can practically research about it. And how will you do? First of all, you will try to figure out if there is some cause and effect relationship between your concepts. Cause and effect means that one thing is causing the other thing to exist. For example, if you go and get wet in rain, you will catch cold. So the getting wet in rain and catching cold, they are related in terms of cause and effect. If I will eat something which is too hot, I will burn my tongue. So eating something hot and burning my tongue are related as cause and effect. If I smoke too much of cigarette, then I will spoil my lungs. So smoking and lungs, affecting your lungs is related as cause and effect. So same goes for your proposition also. If I say that there is a cause and effect relationship between the increasing cases of covid-19, or between the severe condition of lockdown and increase in the subscription of ott platform Netflix in India. So I'm trying to establish cause and effect relationship between the pandemic and the subscription of one ott platform. So here what I have done, from ott platform I have selected one specific platform, and that too only in our country, Netflix India, not worldwide. And then what I'm saying, that during the pandemic, whether the subscription has gained more momentum, or it has just stick to the normal increase or decreasing number. So this is how do you narrow down. Although what I'm saying is not a topic for a phd research, I'm just giving an example here, that this is how do you formulate your variables, this is how you state your variables. So I have given you cause and effect relationship between independent and dependent variable. These are two most important variables in research. Independent variable means that we are talking about a variable which is independent in nature, which is not dependent on any other thing for the effect. And being independent, it is the variable which causes effect on something else. And the variable on which this particular variable causes effect, that is known as dependent variable. So you have two variables in research generally when you talk about cause and effect. When you don't talk about cause and effect, then you talk about correlation, then you talk about moderation, then you talk about mediation. And that is very you could say detailed analysis of how variables are used. So we'll not go in that detail right now. We can talk about it later in terms any one of you end up using such kind of variables. For now, just stick to the idea of independent and dependent. Independent variable causes an effect on the dependent variable, and it is not possible that a dependent variable will ever cause an effect on the independent variable. For example, weather outside will have an effect on the kind of dress that you will choose to wear, but the kind of dress that you choose to wear will never have an effect on the weather outside. आप बाहर मौसम किस तरह का है, ये आप किस तरह के कपड़े पहनते हैं इस पे असर डाल सकता है, पर आप कैसे कपड़े पहन रहे हैं ये बाहर के वेदर पे कभी भी असर नहीं डालेगा. So that is the relationship between independent and dependent variable. Independent variable is the only variable that causes effect on dependent. Dependent variable can never cause an effect on the independent variable because it is dependent on the variable. It is not independent. You cannot change the value of dependent variable without changing the variable, the value of the independent variable. So once you have identified the variables for your research problem, you start proposing your hypothesis. You start formulating your hypothesis. Now a hypothesis of many types, as you can see, but the two most important hypotheses are null and alternative hypothesis. Now the point comes, what are these null and alternative hypotheses? When I'm saying that because of increase in lockdown, there has been an increase in the number of subscription for Netflix India. So this is my hypothesis कि लॉकडाउन की वजह से नेटफ्लिक्स इंडिया के सब्सक्रिप्शन पे बढ़ोतरी हुई है, इंक्रीज हुआ है. अब मैं अगर यहाँ पर सभी लोगों से पूछने लगूं कि उन्होंने लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे सब्सक्रिप्शन लिया या पहले लिया, तो ये एक बहुत ही बड़ा रिसर्च हो जाएगा. इतने लोगों से बातचीत करना और वो क्या देखते हैं, क्या करते हैं, वो सब जानना बहुत ही लेंदी काम हो जाएगा. उसमें टाइम भी बहुत लगेगा, एनर्जी भी बहुत लगेगी, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स भी बहुत लगेगा. सो what you do when you are trying to formulate your hypothesis, the point is that if I'm saying that I would like to I would like to know the opinion of Dehradun people regarding this, let's say this new farmers bill that we have, and I would like to know what they think about it. And my idea is that the people of Dehradun are in support of farmer protest. Okay, so this is my hypothesis. This is my tentative guess for my research. So now the point comes, is it possible for me to go and talk to each of the Dehradun person? Or even if I say that I'll be selecting a sample of, let's say, 50,000 from Dehradun, is it possible for me to go and talk to them and then at the end finding out that what I was thinking is not right? That they are not in support of the farmer protest, they are against it, or maybe they don't have any idea about what the protest is. So what do you do to come out of this kind of issue, this kind of problem? You all, for your alternative, for your main hypothesis, you always have one another hypothesis. So the main hypothesis that you have, you call it as alternative hypothesis, and the other hypothesis that you have, you call it null hypothesis. Null comes from the word nullify, that is to cancel out something, to zero is something, zeroing something. So what you do in this hypothesis, whatever you have in your mind for your research, let's say I have in mind that people of Dehradun are in support of farmer protest. So the null hypothesis will be exactly opposite of it. That is, people of Dehradun are not in support of farmer protest. And why do I have this opposite hypothesis? It is because if I am able to collect some minimum evidence in proving null hypothesis right, this means that I can reject my alternative hypothesis. अगर मैं ये बोल रही हूँ कि देहरादून के लोग जो हैं वो फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट के सपोर्ट में नहीं है और इसके लिए मैं एक अच्छा एविडेंस कलेक्ट कर लेती हूँ, तो मेरी दूसरी हाइपोथेसिस जो है, यानी कि फार्मर्स के प्रोटेस्ट के सपोर्ट में देहरादून के लोग हैं, वो अपने आप ही कैंसिल आउट हो जाती है. अगर आप ये एविडेंस जमा कर लें कि इस समय रात हो रही है और बाहर अंधेरा है, तो बाहर दिन है और अभी उजाला है और यू हैव सन आउटसाइड, ये हाइपोथेसिस अपने आप ही कैंसिल आउट हो जाएगी. सो इन ऑर्डर टू सेव योर मनी, इन ऑर्डर टू सेव योर एनर्जी, इन ऑर्डर टू नॉट एंड अप गेटिंग व्हाट यू डोंट वांट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एंड सबसे भी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज, you try to collect evidence for null hypothesis, because the idea here is that innocent until proven guilty. यानी कि आपके आइडिया के अगेंस्ट जो आइडिया है वो तब तक सही है जब तक आप उसके अगेंस्ट एविडेंस जमा नहीं कर लेते हो. सो इफ यू वांट योर अल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस, योर मेन हाइपोथेसिस टू एंड अप proven as the right thing, you need to collect evidence first against the null hypothesis. इससे पहले कि मैं ये प्रूव करूं कि मेरी अल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस सही है, मुझे नल हाइपोथेसिस यानी कि जो उसकी अपोजिट हाइपोथेसिस है उसके अगेंस्ट एविडेंस को जमा करना पड़ेगा. देन ओनली आई कैन से दैट माय हाइपोथेसिस, अल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस, इज द राइट hypothesis. So this is how do you formulate your hypothesis for your research. You always have null hypothesis for your main, that is alternative hypothesis. And this is how do you cover the steps from identifying the research problem, coming to reviewing the literature, and then coming to the point of stating the hypothesis. And when your hypothesis has been stated, then you start figuring out which research method you will use, what sampling you will be doing, and then how you'll be collecting your data. It will be a survey, it will be content analysis, it will be interview, it will be focus group discussion, it will be projective techniques, it will be a case study, or it will be field observation. So then you go and collect your data, then you analyze it, and then you prove it, or you interpret it using statistical tools. But the first three steps founds the base of your research. If you have no clarity about these steps, if you don't know what you're doing in your research area as per these three steps, then you will end up giving a very vague conclusion to people, and they'll not be able to understand what kind of research work you have done. Is it clear?